What's poppin', guys? Back again with another video. It's your boy, Multiple Voice Guy. And guys, yes, I'm finally uploading a new episode of Fight Wars Unlimited. The show where I take two fictional characters and I pin them against each other. I know, you guys are probably like, good lord, Multiple Voice Guy, this took forever. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know, last weekend, I really didn't feel like uploading anything. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, I am like the world's biggest procrastinator. Like, I have my days like, okay, yeah, let's do this done, but like, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. So, but hey guys, the important thing is that I am finally doing it. Okay, but anyway, as always, be sure to check out my previous episode, which was Two-Face versus the Chameleon. And be sure to tune in for today's episode because, let's just say, today's episode is going to be a little bloody. Because today's episode, I'm going to be pinning probably two of the most powerful horror icons ever, outside of Pennywise. Because today's battle, I'm going to be pinning the Hell Priest himself, Pinhead, versus the hooked man, soul behind the mirror, Candyman. So, and of course, as always, we go over their origins, their weapons, and of course their abilities to find out who I think would outright win. Okay, so how about we start with Pinhead? Pinhead was once a man named Elliot Spencer, until one day he found a mysterious puzzle box. And so, him being curious, he decided to open it. And of course, once he did, chains went into his face and he was sucked in, and then he became the Hell Priest we all know, Pinhead. And now, with him becoming Pinhead, he is now the leader of the Cenobites, demons from another dimension. And so, where he's gained a lot of abilities. Such his most famous one, if you summon him from the box, he will come, you open the box, you must pay the price. You will feel an eternity of pain. And of course, the fact that one of his most famous ones, that he has his signature hook chains. His hook chains that can come out of pretty much anywhere and just tie his victim up and just rip him to shreds. Yeah, Pinhead is, Pinhead is somebody you don't want to with. Oh, good lord. Do I seriously have the hiccups right now? No, I can't afford them right now. But, so yeah, basically, that's pretty much Pinhead. And, of course, I know that sounded a little sloppy, but hey, I only own the first Hellraiser movie, and I've only seen the first two, so, But, of course, I know much about him, so, yeah. Alright, next up, how about we move over to Candyman? Now, I forgot what his original name was, but basically, short term, he was the son of a slave and tortured and killed for marrying a white woman. Where they spilled honey all over, to where they chopped off his left hand that he replaces with his signature hook, and of course, he was stung to death by bees. And of course, now his soul moves on as the Candyman. Which legend has it, if you say his name 5 times in front of a mirror, he will appear and murder the summoner with his trusty weapon, his hook hand. But of course, he does have other abilities, such as teleportation, levitation. Yeah, like he could teleport and levitate. And if Candyman opens up his trench coat, there's going to be a swarm of bees around him because he's technically made of bees. Be my victim. I'm the writing on the wall, the whisper in the classroom. Be my victim. Yeah. Now, who would flat out win? Well, okay, how about this? Let's say the fight starts like this. There's some kids who are fiddling with a puzzle box until they eventually get to open. And of course, what happens when you open the puzzle box? Well, that's when the trusty Cenobite comes out, Pinhead. And of course, they're thinking, oh, we need to run. And of course, they're running. And of course, Pinhead just searching them all. And of course, Pinhead basically kills everyone. And of course, where the last survivor girl decides that she has one option left. She looks in the mirror and goes, Candyman, 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 Candyman. And of course, I feel like once Pinhead comes, come join your friends with the eternity of pain. And of course, as she backs up, eventually she just gets a giant hook impaled into her, and then she gets killed by Candyman. The Candyman. An old folk spirit legend. And if it isn't the Hell Priest himself, Pinhead. That person was mine. Too slow. Now I will show you pain. Fight! And of course the fight begins. Candyman starts throwing his hook chains, but of course Candyman's just swatting him away with his hook. And of course he charges at Candyman, starts attacking him with his hook, but of course Pinhead dodges. And of course, eventually Pinhead just catches Candyman's wrist with his hook and just tosses him aside. I will be interested to take your soul to hell. Not on my watch. And of course, before you can even toss Candyman just slices Pinhead on the face, forcing one of his pins to come out. And of course, I feel like as Pinhead tries to throw another hook chain, Candyman teleports and then re-teleports, stabbing Pinhead right in the shoulder with his hook. And of course, how Pinhead respawns by punching Candyman right in the face to get him off. And then Candyman floats up and tries to do a shoulder dive. But Pinhead gets him caught up by the chains. Now you will join me in hell. No. That's not gonna happen. Your days are over, Candyman. And of course, I feel like eventually Candyman just grabs all of his trench coat and just opens up, revealing the bees. And then just a swarm of bees just fly and just start attacking Pinhead, forcing him to let him go. And of course, I feel like as Candyman gets his sights back on, as Pinhead gets his eyes adjust, Candyman slices him in the face with the hook, slices him in the face with the hook again, slides upwards, and then impales Candyman with his hook. Now, you will be my victim. And then, Pinhead, you will join us in hell. And of course, I feel like he grabs Candyman by the throat, and of course, the more hook chains come and just wrap around him. But of course, Candyman just teleports out of the grass, and re-teleports, and sticks his hook right in here, and then just slices open Pinhead's throat, forcing him to revert back to his normal form, Elliot Spencer. And then, eventually, he just falls down to the ground dead. Candyman taking his life and the win. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, our winner is Candyman. Holy sh... Now, before we get into the reason why Candyman won, of course, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and please help me reach 50 subscribers. And of course, be sure to check out my previous episode, which was Two-Face versus Chameleon. Now, the reason why Candyman won, now, this was actually really hard for me, because, again, I was originally going to, because, like in my Alistair versus Bill Cipher video, I was originally going to have Pinhead won, but I felt like I was being biased. So, of course, I did some research, and, of course, I was saying, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense, because, first of all, Candyman is way faster than Pinhead, and, of course, way more durable. And, yes, it's true, he may have a hook for a hand, but Pinhead, all he really has is chains. And of course, the other Cenobites, which I decided to disclude because I felt like that would have been cheating. So So yeah, so basically the reasoning why is the fact that Candyman was just way too fast and quick for Pinhead. Because how about we do it like when it comes to strength, I'm pretty sure Pinhead and Candyman are like even maybe. Or probably like around about here. When it comes to speed, Pinhead is like right here, and Candyman's like all the way up here. So Candyman definitely has a speed advantage over Pinhead. And the fact that Pinhead, he's just he's just been okay. I don't know how to say this, but basically what I'm saying is that I think thanks to Candyman's speed, Pinhead just was not going to be able to touch him. So basically, my short term is that Pinhead did put up a good fight, but thanks to Candyman's abilities and speed, he was no match for our hooked hand spirit. And our winner is the Candyman. I hope you guys enjoyed. And of course, I'm sorry if this episode was a little short, but I hope you enjoyed it. And be sure to check out my next, and which, of course, as I said, be sure to check out my previous episode, which was Two-Face vs. Chameleon. And be sure to check out my next episode, which is going to be the cyborg assassin from the future himself, the Terminator, against the future of law enforcement, RoboCop. Oh, that fight's going to be sick. But until then, I'm Multiple Voice Guy, and I'll see you in the next one.